Oh no! It did the thing! So, sorry for the very sudden start to the mission, but yeah, we're in Halatali very suddenly. I went for leveling and it decided, here, have a Halatali. I was hoping it would warn me beforehand, but no. As you can see, we now have things to kill given to us by our new Grand Company. A lot of those will be in dungeons, so easy enough. We'll likely hit level 30 in this. But that'll be a good one. There's actually some fun stuff in here. It's really massive, too. Sweet. We saved our thing. So let's go ahead and... Oop, transpose. We're going to go down over here. And we got the first boss, the Fire Main. E2. So we are currently in the Hall of the Sesti. For those who don't know, Sesti are actually an old style punching fist glove. So, oh, the Demantis, where are those? There it is. We want to kill those. If these things actually reach the main area, the main fire over there, then we have problems. Oh shit. There we go. Hit with my ice spells. And it's dead. Oh shit. Now we're gonna have a whole bunch of fun. This thing, boop. There we go. And we cleaned him. Got an ethereal flow, which takes us to the next area. Also, we have loot. Chainmail, Doctor's Chain Coif, which we can't really use. We'll hit greed. If we need something, we'll need it, but unless we actually need it, we're not going to worry about anything. As you can see, this area, we've got old training mechanisms, which is kind of neat. Oh. I do apologize for the audio on some of this stuff. For some reason, my computer was not recording some of this stuff as cleanly as it should. Hopefully I fixed that for the future. And there we go. We got some serpent seals out of that for killing the beasts. Oh, it looks like we got a python coming up to visit us. Get this guy. Oh. Dr. Solaret's. Yeah, we'll greed. Do some more burning. Get the free treasure because I like free treasure. Looks like we still need one more of the pythons. I think. We'll find out in a moment. Okay, so if you don't lift all the chain winches, this area won't open up for us. And then you have to go back. And we have the Thunderclap Guevere. Down there is not a good place to be. Burn them all. We should be okay. Ooh. Do some more ice. Time for fire. And he's down. Now it's time to see what we got. I think I already got those. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I already got those. Nope, already processed one of those, so I gotta pass. As you can see, more hammer beaks with a different name. Burn the bomb, which sounds a little strange, but you know what? Don't care. Locked door, or Luda's door. And this is actually the end of this dungeon. Hall of the Bestiary. With a very, very ugly Minotaur. So he'll do that little thing right there with the fire shield, and as long as there are fire sprites out, he cannot be harmed. He's down, and we're level 30. We'll pass on the punchers, and we really don't need those ear cuffs either, so... And we got a combination of that. Commendation. Blech. We also have a quest over here called A Pup No Longer. Twin Order does not just welcome glory seekers willy-nilly into our ranks. You stand here because we believe in your potential. Believe you will go forth as a serpent and help restore order to a world gone mad. Yet potential alone will not carry you far, and the road to glory is littered with the bodies of would-be heroines who lack the determination and diligence to hone their innate talents. But you will not suffer the same fate, I am certain of it. It is with such high hopes for your future that I would send you to begin your next phase of your training. The venue should be the Wolf's Den, a proving ground established by the Eorzean Alliance to prepare Grand Company recruits for the battles that lie ahead. Wolf's Den can be found just off the shores of Lenosi. A ferry at the Moraby docks in lower Lenosi will grant you passage there. Upon arrival, seek out Stormcanton, Berkoya, Lothalsund. I have already taken the liberty of submitting a letter of recommendation upon your behalf. Well, that's great. But we're not going to worry about that. We have many things to do. I'll worry about that quest in a bit. I'm pretty sure I know what that one is. It'll be useful to us a little later, but not right now. Right now we have the most important quest. And if I recall, we actually have a very important side quest to that. Oh no! I derped! I derped so bad. I derped so far and derped so much. In the end, it doesn't really matter. I went so far to derp it all. So much derp. Chocobo keep. Makings of a Gunbreaker. Still can't do that one. We are not ready. Can't believe I did all that, and I was so excited I started running out like a doofus instead of actually getting what I need. Give me the thing! Give me Chocobo. Yes, here's my Chocobo issuance. And now we have an Order of the Serpent Chocobo. Then to make it official, we want to give your noble steed a name. So, temporarily, you can change this name at any time. Name your lady. So now we have a Chocobo. Now we have a Chocobo whistle. Those are start-houted creatures, but they have their limits. And we have a Chocobo rider's license. We can now use the Chocobo whistle. We also have barding, which, if you will recall, I have some of that here stored up. There's one other thing we need to do while we have... Where are you, Mountain Guide? There we are. We can still do some other things, but there is one thing that we got to do before we continue too far further. And it's just kind of the extension of getting your Chocobo. Oh, that's the carriage. Oops. Mount Guide. That's the Chocobo carriage. There it is. Okay, there's our company Chocobo. How to dismount a Chocobo. And as you can see, our Chocobo goes on a nice little clip. Quite a bit faster than our normal walking. We'll still teleport though. We're going to go down to South Shrub. Oh, I forgot. You can teleport on your Chocobo and stay on it. And they have a flying behemoth. Whatever. We're going this way, mostly because it's safer for us. The other way is a little bit more dangerous. Don't want to go there yet. Were we a little bit more experienced, I might think about it, but we are not, so we shall not. Really? Really, Kid Traps? You're going to be like that? Now you notice that we cannot fly yet. I know, but flying is a thing and we will get it later. There's certain steps that you actually have to accomplish in order to do so. Nope. We're running. Coming up here. We'll talk to the Chocobo Keep just because it's polite. But we're going to talk to Dockette. The unmistakable smell of Chocobo clings on you, adventurer. Would I be correct in assuming you have your own trusty steed? I thought so. Now tell me, is your bird battle-trained? Not, you might consider seeking the advice of Luquilot over at Bentbatch Meadows. The Ishgardian native is something of a prodigy in all matters concerning our fine feathered friends. He should be able to help you attain greater affinity with your bird. So we'll go back up to Quarry Mill. Because I may have run through that other village umpteen times and still forgot to actually attune to the Aetheryte. Even though I went there umpteen times. Probably wouldn't have been that much faster. Bleh. Got the nice sound of thunder in the background on here. But as you can see, we're going quite a bit fast. And later on, there is a way to actually boost up the speed a little bit more for certain regions. There's the Tamtara Deepcroft from before. Oh, we'll go through here. Combat training your Chocobo is not that terrible. Most people go with damage or healing for their Chocobo. Mostly because, well, quite frankly, the intelligence of the tank chocobo just really isn't there. Or at least it wasn't. I don't know now. On the plus side, it is possible to get all 3 classes. So, is there something we need? Wish to have your chocobo trained in combat? That's no small request you make. Riding your bird is one thing. Asking it to take hurts in your name is quite another. I will help train your chocobo, but on the promise that you will never unduly expose it to danger. Very well. To begin, we'll need a bunch of Geishel greens. You have leave to pick one from the fields yonder. So yep, we need Geishel greens. As always. Where there's Geishels, there are chocobos. Superb. Then we'll get straight to it. Doubtless you already know this, but chocobos are highly fond of Geishel greens. They love the leafy vegetables so much, in fact, that they will completely forget their fears in the face of danger. Thus, by feeding your bird the greens, you can prevail upon it to fight upon you. And then, once called, it will be up to you to direct its actions as you see fit. You'll find that your chocobo innately responds to a number of general commands. Give your bird an order, and it will act accordingly, and to the best of its ability. This simple yet effective methodology was developed by the Fortemps family, one of the foremost houses in Ishgard. That concludes your lesson. Of course, it is not enough to merely hear about the practice. One must venture forth and attempt it oneself. Summon your chocobo with a bunch of Geishel greens, and together make your way to Sorrel Haven. The broodses that prowl the area ought to be a suitable challenge for you and your companion. Put down 3 of them and return here. Lastly, by way of advice, I would recommend you keep an ample supply of Geishel greens on your person at all times. A resident vendor will be able to provide you with as much as you can carry. We can now summon our chocobo. That is a racing chocobo breeder. Oh, we can't talk to them right now. Where's the vendor? Maybe the vendor's in here. Probably. Hunter Scholar. Oh, Merchant and Mender. Purchase items. Geishel greens. We'll get a stack of 20. And then once we get out of here, I shall put them over here. So, wants us to go up there and fight with our chocobo. Certainly doable. Now, we haven't actually been up there yet, mostly because it requires a higher level. We haven't needed to go up there quite yet. Now, summoning your chocobo will summon them for 30 minutes. You can use the item more than once, but I don't think it's too much. So, as you can see, it's locked ordering your chocobo. Where was that? Companion. Free stance. Skill. It doesn't have any skills. We have the basic appearance. So. Oop. I'm going to go back over here. So in the event it decides to do another breath, we're okay. Companion skills. As your chocobo's rank increases, he'll earn skill points. These points can be used to acquire new companion-specific actions and traits. There we go. That's 2. And there we go. That's 3. So now we can return to where we were. Can I jump down? I can. Do. We'll go up into here and talk to this guy. Though not supremely reassuring fighting with your feathered companion, your chocobo can make up for your shortcomings or build upon your strengths. Indeed, there are countless ways for the two of you might complement one another. Through some experimentation, you will come to find the approach that serves you best. Before I forget, one last parting gift, a saddlebag for your chocobo. Carrying Geishel greens about can be quite cumbersome after all, and there should be sufficient room in your personal belongings should the need arise. I pray it serves you well on your travels. So we now have the chocobo saddlebag. And some experience. Oh. He has another quest for us. Chocobo keep Looklot may be far from home, but he has matters close to his heart that he would discuss. Greetings, man. Tell me how the training goes for your avian mount. I could not help but notice that there is some bias towards real-life combat. All battle and no bonding makes for a less noble bird. See that you already have a fine residence of your own, why not build a stable for your chocobo? Closeness means the fondness, and there are other perks. Indeed, I could tell you more of those if you wish. We of Ishgard have a knack for chocobo husbandry. We have forgotten more than Gladatorial will ever know, I fear. One Ishgardian knack is to stable chocobos at one's residence. It makes it possible to train and feed the birds. Second knack is to keep the stable meticulously cleaned and picked up. Chocobos are cleanly creatures and easily distressed by slovenly housekeeping. Shall we get straight to it? Pick up every vegetable scrap littering the stable, if you please. Are you just following me around for fun? Well, yes, and because I still have Geishel Greens, so... My Geishel Greens have not run out. You collected all the vegetable scraps? Very good, I'll take those. Face as fresh as a cream. How well the chocobos look, fluffing their feathers in contentment. You do well to lay in a magic broom. You shall need to use those for a proper cleaning, and that is for another time. There is more to stable care than simply cleaning. Brings us to the third Ishgardian knack, fresh feed. Not the aptest tutor for this craft, however. There's one that has a knack right here in Bent Branch. Well, that would be Mistress Margalt, the resident botanist. She is in charge of all cultivars maintained here for the chocobos. Go to her and beg a few greens and information from her. She'll not stint you on either. A warm spring. Try a cracker root. Any birds who would otherwise go off their feed cannot resist these luscious roots. We raise them with love as well as skill. Master Glad likes to call that a knack. I have no quarrel with it. 'Tis a joy to grow, whether it be vegetables, chocobos, or the skill with one's hands. Now try your own hand at growing vegetables. You say you have a house, and a house must have a field. Food growed with your love and care. How could a bird not thrive, eating such feed as that? Mayhap we are not what we eat. Likewise, my father would be a codfish, swim in butter. But the feed certainly makes chocobos. So sensitive is their nature that you can see the effect of a particular feed as clear as day. But I have to tell you about the main feeds. You are sure to be fascinated. Shall we ever tire of speaking of the Geishel Greens? Precious, luscious plants. You can summon and trade your birds with these greens. But as wonderful as Geishel Greens are, they are hardly unique to being attuned to specific areas of a chocobo's abilities. The art of raising a chocobo involves choosing a balance of these vegetables to feed your bird, thus creating a chocobo that is, well, just so. Best laid plans of wranglers are often frustrated by a picky eater, though. Do make sure you come to know what each bird likes and dislikes. There are no pieces of magitech to bend to your will, but when bird and woman grow together, why, you might discover something very special indeed. You would do well to grow your own feed. May as well fight with a pine sword. Raise a chocobo without a vegetable field of your own. Visit a store to buy the seeds, and remember love and skill. There's the knack. I do go on, don't I? You come for a handful of feed and get an earful, but that's the way of it with us botanists. Take a fine specimen of a cracker root for your sweet chocobo, and I wish you both the joy of it. So there are certain feeds that we can give them in their when you've stabled them that will give them more experience. Cracker root is one of them. Training. I heard the wrangler Keitha about her work. There's a thought. Go and speak to her. She'll tell you much more about training chocobos. Stable your chocobo and you'll be able to train the sweetheart. But you need to give him a treat straight after and not a moment later. What I do is to go pick up a choice bit of feed before I go get the bird for training. The results vary, as the slick ruffian, as Ebony Stalls used to say. Around here, results depend on how clean the stables are, what treat you give, but as long as you love your chocobo, it's hard to muck it up. Well, you got a fine root, a cracker root on you already. That'll work as a treat, no pun intended. Go on, start training little Leia there. That is quite a kick. Feed little Leia the gigantic cracker root after her training. That is a happy chocobo. That was sweetly done, venturer. You've some skill at this, I reckon. Some are made to train just that one bird, but you can handle any chocobo. Some venturers share a stable, you know. Could be that you can care for birds other than your own. You muck out the stables, that means you're helping raise the other venturers' birds as well as your own. Don't matter who did the mucking out, really. Those birds have been cared for. That ought to hold you for a while. No use pouring too much wine into a cup. You'd best run to Lukelot before his Ishgardian brain case starts imagining the worst. I hope that you will add a stable to your residence and there raise a chocobo to serve as your brave mount and trusted companion. How long to meet that bird someday? I trust you will not disappoint me. So we'll get 5 cracker roots for training. Doot 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 doot. And here we are, us and our chocobo. So, sorry about the sudden interruption, or introduction, I should say. I was not prepared for it, and I'm hoping the audio does better from now on. I'll keep tweaking it until I get it just right. But until then, have a good day.